In 2023, when I was on my way to go to Bible college, I'd sold my house. I was living in an RV with my husband and my 2 children. We used the money from our home sale to purchase a truck to pull the 5th wheel, and we were heading to Colorado. During that time, a tumor had been growing on my body, beginning when my daughter was born. She, at this time, was 9, and that tumor, I stood on the word of God and believed by faith that Jesus's stripes healed me and that it was already finished. And I was not opposed to doctors, was not opposed to seeing a doctor. I just didn't feel a tremendous amount of desire to go to a doctor. I just wanted to, by faith, trust and believe that Jesus could heal me. But year after year after year, this tumor continued to grow, and it came to us going to Bible college, and I asked God if he wanted me to go to the doctor, get it checked out, and get it taken care of. I would do that, but I wanted him to tell me in whatever way that I needed to hear it, what to do. If he wanted to heal me, I gave him permission to do it miraculously, because he can do exceedingly abundantly above and beyond all I ask or imagine. If he wanted me to go to a doctor, he can use a doctor to heal me. I just wanted him to tell me, because for 9 years I was standing on the fact that I was healed, God had healed me, and it was done in the spirit. Even though I was looking at my body and seeing it was still there, and it was growing, and it was getting bigger. So while we were driving to Bible college, we had a delay, which I can tell you more about in another video. And during that week-long delay, I had a dream. And in the dream, the Lord revealed to me that I just had a vision of the area of my body that this tumor or growth or whatever it was on. I looked down, and it was completely gone. It was healed. There was no scarring. There was nothing. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is amazing. But the skin looked kind of red, and I felt in my spirit that it was red because it had oregano oil on it. And so I should put oregano oil on it. And I began from that morning on for a week. Every time I thought about it or had felt it or had something remind me, I would go put oregano oil on it over and over and over. And it began to crust the skin. I don't mean to upset anybody or offend anybody, just kind of sharing the details, but it got scary looking. It turned black. It started changing in very dramatic ways. And I thought, Lord, did I hear you wrong? Have I totally ruined myself? Am I going to have to go to a hospital? What have I done? But I just kind of decided that, this was what I felt like I should do. So about, I would say a week after I started, it had gotten more and more painful, but I could see that it was starting to shrivel up. It was starting to turn black. And this is not medical advice. I don't encourage anybody to do what I did, but I do encourage everyone to go to the Lord in prayer and ask God what to do, because this action gave me something to take my faith and join it to. And I think that was what was missing for 9 years, because when I asked God finally to participate, and what could I join my faith in? And he showed me, and I began to do that. It was exponentially fast, the answer of that prayer, because 9 years of waiting versus 1 week of seeing it happen is incredibly validating. Once I decided that God wanted to participate with me, God wanted me to be in relationship with him, asking him what I should be doing, and then doing it. I didn't know that for all those years. And so one morning I woke up, and this tumor was actually on my nipple, and it kind of looked like, a pinky growth coming from the side of my nipple. And at this point it had turned black and shriveled, and it was just hanging on by a tiny little thread, but that thread was so painful. It felt like every nerve in my body was attached to it. And so I just left it alone and watched it get smaller. And the thread that was connecting it was getting thinner and thinner and thinner. And I thought, oh, if I could just, but it was so painful I couldn't do that. So that next morning I woke up and I just pulled my shirt out and looked down, and it was exactly like my dream. The tumor was in my clothes. It wasn't on my body anymore. It was completely the same exact vision I had in my dream was now happening in my morning, and there was no blood, there was no scar, there was no more tumor. The tumor was completely gone. It was on my clothes. The clothing even has a permanent mark. My bra has a permanent mark where that tumor came off. It was a miracle. I was amazed. And what I took away from that is that we have not because we ask not. I stood on the word of God. I had the faith, but I didn't ask God, what do you want me to do? And once it finally dawned on me to do that, and I got the confirmation in the dream and did what I felt by faith was what God was calling me specifically in my circumstance to do, the healing was just so quick. So I wanted to share that and let you know that God is alive. He is a healer. He is more than enough. He's just waiting on us to ask. So ask him. Thank you.